Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. It's bright and early Monday morning. Matthew and I and my dad, we're getting ready to head off to Mooresville, North Carolina. We'll go to the Weining Corporation. Talked to them Friday. They're supposed to have all our parts, all our tooling in, and good excuse for a quick road trip. So we'll tell you more about it when we get there, but let's get loaded up and get on the road. Okay guys, as you can see over my shoulder, we're at the Weining facility here in Mooresville, North Carolina. I didn't do any filming while I was inside because we're not really guests today. We're customers picking up product. We did go sign in so we could get in the back of the building and get all our tooling. Special shout out to Michael Philbeck, Jay Merkel, and Christian Smellsberg, which wasn't here today. Christian, we're gonna get you eventually, buddy. Hope maybe one day he'll show up for a live stream at Bearded Lumber and we'll go over a little more detail. We got a whole bunch of stuff in the back. No need to even show you. It's just in cardboard boxes. We'll unbox it when we get home and go through a little bit of it. This ain't for the faint of heart, people. It hurts. But we do appreciate Weining. They're an excellent corporation. If you're in the market for some kind of wood manufacturing, whether it's hardwood like we deal with, you know, pine, poplar, oak, whatever, or their Holzer side of it, plywood. They specialize in edge banding, plywood cutting. Give them a check. They're a great company to deal with. We're gonna load up, head back to the house. guys, welcome back. We're back at home now. Sorry we didn't do a whole lot of filming over there. It's Monday morning. They were busy, a lot of people out of the office. But we got our stuff laid out here on the table, and let's go over a few things what we got. First off, you got to have one of these stands. Let's make sure it's in the picture. Just barely. The acronym for this is an ATS setup stand or measuring stand. And what you do is you take your cutter head and you slide it over here once you got your tooling installed or your knives installed properly, and it will give you the half dimension of that radius. Now, that's an important number to use when setting up the machine. You can take the starting setup, and then you take the half measurement of that cutter head and you dial it in on that dial indicator, and that'll get you plus or minus a few thousandths of right where you want to be on the first board. Now without this, you know, you're guessing, you're running multiple boards trying to figure it out. But that's the integral part. This is our pressure shoe. We had to order that. It was missing on the machine. They had taken it off. You can replace this with a piece of a hard plastic. They were running a real narrow molding, and they had a special profile to hold that little molding down instead of a flat shoe. Didn't know, wish I'd known. The guy that I bought it from didn't have it. The original person that owned it probably still got it sitting on their shelf. That wasn't a cheap part. It had to be made in Germany, shipped to America. Then we bought cutter heads. Now we bought 2 of these. We didn't have any of these. These are side cutters only, and they're made for carbide backers. Now, let's talk about that. This is a carbide backer. This is not a cutter head. This is actually your carbide cutter head, and it will go behind this, and the backer, it just clamps it into the head. Now, why did I go carbide? Didn't have to. It's actually been cheaper if I hadn't. But if I didn't go carbide, I'd have to use these 4-inch knives. I got 4-inch cutter heads. But to run hardwoods, you run a 12-degree knife. And if you want to run softwoods, you got to run a 20-degree. And the head is what's different. The knife's ground different, and the head, the pocket and the head's ground a little different. So I'd have to have a set of 20-degree heads and knives, and a set of 12-degree heads and knives, which I have 4 sets of heads, but they're all 20-degree. So instead of buying, and you know, I'd had to buy another at least 2 heads to run the high-speed steel at 12 degrees to run oak. And if you switch to carbide inserts, you can run pine, poplar, oak. You can run all species with the one knife, and that was the main selling point to me. Go ahead and spend the money up front, go with carbide inserts, and these little inserts are reasonably affordable. I think these were in the $40 range, you know, and according to the salesman, if you don't chip it, nick it, break it, you can get 30 to 50,000 linear feet out of it before it needs sharpened. Now they're only resharpenable once, maybe twice, but the expense of them is a lot less. The backers, if I'm not mistaken, he said about 3 to 5 sets of carbides, and you need to look at replacing the backers. They are extremely hard. He said you'll break them after a while. So we got 2 side cutters that we can run carbide inserts. They're actually supposed to set, those knives are for just tongue and groove hardwood flooring. Supposed to have a set for tongue and groove V-groove, and they got dropped off somewhere, but I just got off the phone with the salesman. We got them ordered. They'll be here shortly. We bought a cutter head. This is a 200 millimeter. It's as wide as this machine will run. I'm gonna take measure. About 8.5 inches. Yeah, it's a 9-inch cutter head. you got to leave 10 millimeter of it stuck up under the fence. So about an 8.5 inch maximum width. The only reason, the reason I bought this cutter head, we're gonna run these two that I had. Can you see those? Turned out here, that was the Facebook Marketplace deal. These heads are supposedly the best you can buy. They're very expensive. And I had these, the salesman said, "You're good. That'll do the top and the bottom." And I got the hog head in there that will do the first bottom. This I bought specifically to run these set of knives. Now I hadn't pulled them out of the package yet, but you can see them, they're just, this is the back cutter for hardwood flooring. And they'll be put in that head and probably won't come out. But that's why I bought another cutter head. Just the less time you have moving around knives, the better. I've only got 2 side cutters right now because they're quite expensive. I hope to get a couple more where I can have a set up for tongue and groove hardwood flooring and have another set up for tongue and groove V-groove. If I want to switch from one to the other, basically just take the heads out and switch the heads. Now, Weining Tooling Service is a great outfit. What I ordered here are, it's hard to see in the packaging, but they're 1.5 inch tongue and groove. That's your tongue and that's your groove. They'll go together. Hang on one second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, back. I bought the 1.5 inch tongue and groove in softwood only because I may end up running, if somebody wants to pay, you know, an exorbitant amount to run 1.5 inch tongue and groove oak, we'll buy some 12-degree knives. But I only bought them in 20 degree because I had those 4-inch heads that we were talking about. I can put these in there, a left and a right, and don't have to touch them, just leave them alone. These are for basically 2x6 tongue and groove, which everybody knows 1.5 inch, 5.5. If I want to run S4S, I bought some 4-inch knives. These are called 100 millimeter. That'll do the left and the right. And I have a set of cutter heads I can put these in and leave them. Don't have to take them back out. These are backer plates. When you use this is 5/16 high-speed steel, and this is a backer plate that locks it in the cutter head. And I was missing 2 of them, so we ordered 2 backer plates. And we already talked about this one. Anytime you get profile knives, they'll send you the templates for it. That's the back cutter on that 8-inch knife. And here's the templates for our tongue and groove V-groove at 1.5 inches. If I send the knives back, I can send the templates, or if I grind them one day, which ain't gonna happen anytime soon, you need the templates to re-grind them by. Then we got our I got 4 backers and 6 knives to do the tongue and groove hardwood flooring. That's the tongue. We got 4 backers, 6 knives to do the groove. I don't know if you can see that. And I mean, they're thin, people. That's just a solid piece of carbide. And let me tell you, they're razor sharp. And I showed you the 2 heads I bought off Facebook Marketplace. Went ahead and ordered, it had high-speed steel in it, and we switched it out from high-speed steel to carbide. And let me tell you, that's a micro finish. That is sharp. That'll draw blood in a hurry. But we're gonna switch those out to 230 millimeter carbide. This should be a long-lasting product. The only downside to it, if you hit a nail, you know, you chip it, and you just throw the money away. But that's it. That's what we went and picked up today. Other than the backer plates and the tongue and groove V-groove, we should have all the tooling that we need to get started. I'm sure I've mentioned it in the past. Our main goal is tongue and groove hardwood flooring, 3/4 inch V-groove wallboard, and this 1.5 inch tongue and groove 2x6s, as well as S4S. And I got enough knives already to do the S4S with. it's not a cheap hobby. It costs a lot to get this tooled up and ready, but the electrician was here. Unfortunately, he showed up this morning. I got a notification on my camera. Somebody was here about 8 o'clock, and we were already, you know, an hour down the road. So he got the power pulled the machine. It's got power to it, but the electrician, this was Tommy, the other electrician Wayne, he's gonna come by. We're gonna rewire all the motors and get that set up. So we're close. We're counting down the days. We're ready to see this thing run. I know you're ready to see. If you've been watching all our videos, we greatly appreciate it, guys. You know, we're father-son YouTube channel, and we don't do anything just to make a YouTube video. This is what we do every day, and that's what we film. It's what we do every day. Today was it's Monday for us. It was a kind of a throwaway day because, you know, we run over there. And the reason we did, I could have had all this shipped, but this is some high dollar parts and pieces, and I really don't trust UPS to deliver it. And I think it was going to be north of $300–400 to have it shipped, because these pieces are heavy. This cutter head's heavy. It's 40+ pounds. These side cutters are heavy. That ATS stand is heavy. That piece of that pressure shoe's 30-pound piece of steel. And I just told him, I said, I ain't but 2 hours away. We'll ride over there and we'll get it. So we did. We was back by almost 1 o'clock, you know. So it was worth the trip, and I like the people there. I like communicating with them. Special shout out to Michael Philbeck, their training guy. We talked to him a while this morning, as well as Jay Merkel, the electrical specialist. He helped us out. We talked to him an hour and a half the other day on the phone while the electrician's here trying to get all that settled. Great people to work with. I was hoping to introduce you to Christians, but he was out of town today. He was in California doing something for Weining, but we're gonna get him over here one day. He wants to do a live stream, so we'll get the corporate people from Weining to come by one day, show them if their old machinery still runs good. But I'm not gonna tell you what all this costs, but it costs a lot. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's just price of doing business. You want to do quality work, you got to spend quality money on quality products, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to tool up best we can, get started. But that's going to do it today, guys. I appreciate you watching. Wasn't a whole lot, just traveling back and forth. Dad rode with us this morning. He didn't have nothing to do this morning, so we just made a half-a-day trip out of it, and that's fun too. Don't miss opportunities to sit around and chat when you can, because they don't come by every day, and one day they won't be here. So that's going to do it, guys. We appreciate you watching. Can't tell you how much we do appreciate you watching Bearded Lumber, and I promise we'll get it running, and we'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.